this is a little section, a refresher on FIRPTA. I've talked about this in my presentations for the last 2 years. So FIRPTA is the Foreign Investment in Real Estate Property Tax Act. So when the seller of a property is a foreigner, they must disclose that on your listing contract, all right? And it is right in your contract, the seller is or is not a foreign person. So we're going to talk about that a little bit because there's 3 different places. So it says if it's determined that the seller is a foreign person, the seller will pay the applicable tax obligation. That is in your purchase agreement, that statement. When your seller accepts that offer, they're agreeing to do that. They've told you in the listing contract if they are or are not a foreigner. So they also sign on the 1099 at closing. They declare if they are or are not a foreign person. Because the Foreign Investment Real Estate Property Tax Act of 1980 is legislation that meant to solve the issue of foreigners investing in real estate, taking that profit, then to another country and not paying U.S. taxes on it. So this requires that the buyer withhold and remit a certain percentage of the sales price on transactions involving a foreign seller. So identifying if the seller is foreign or not is important to protecting your buyer. Okay? So
It said the buyer has to.
That's right. The buyer has to remit it. And that is exactly true. Because they're the U.S. citizen. They are the one that the government can enforce tax law upon. The government cannot enforce tax law upon a foreigner. So that's why it's very important to determine it. Bring it up to your title company, but you representing that seller, knowing right away that they're going to need a taxpayer identification number in order to engage in this process. Making sure that your seller has applied for a taxpayer identification number
I-10?
is key. Yes, an I-10.